Hello and welcome to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa and I am the Holistic Witch. Today we're going to slow things down a little bit and do a little yoga break from my yoga and Thyme group that I run on Facebook. Yesterday there was a little mishap and I had to cut that class short in the last pose because of a puppy emergency. So I said I would come on audio and offer a similar session for people who prefer audio to video in the yoga world. Otherwise, at the cottage, everything's doing nicely. The sun is still hot and the gardens are growing out of control, and I will update you on that next time. So if you're in a safe, comfy place, because you can do restorative yoga anywhere where you have a safe, comfy place to relax. If you're using a mat or will be lying down, I recommend 2 pillows, maybe blocks if you own them, and maybe a blanket. For yesterday's class, we used 2 pillows and a long, thin blanket. So I'll give you a moment to gather up, and then I'll do a mini version of yesterday's session. So hopefully you have the materials you need. If not, hit pause, and I'm going to continue. We're going to start by putting a pillow or bolster down to support your head. You can lounge back on a mat or the couch or the bed and lay down and let your troubles melt away, using the pillow to cushion your head and neck. Now, if you have that long, thin blanket, yesterday I instructed the class how to wrap it around your legs to make a snug cocoon. And this way, it should hold your legs still and you won't fidget in your resting cocoon posture. So instead of making you wait to move on, since this is audio, I recommend you hold this pose, letting your arms drape at your side for 3 to 5 minutes. So go ahead and just pause me and return when you are ready to continue. Awesome, welcome back. So our next pose will be unwrap the cocoon from around your legs, slide your heels back towards your hips or bottom, and if you have a pillow handy, slip a pillow, slip a pillow under your hips to raise your hips up off your resting surface about 2 to 3 inches. I prefer to use a block, but some prefer to use pillows. Let's go ahead and hang out there 2 to 3 minutes, or longer if you wish. Draping your arms at your side, your hands across your rib cage, or for more stretch, up and over. You're not using your thighs and glutes to support you. You're using the block or blanket to support you, and you're melting into the pose to release tension from your tummy and hips. Go ahead and settle into supported bridge. Pause me when you're ready, and come back when you're ready to continue. Awesome job. The next pose will be Stonehenge. Go ahead and inhale. Lift your glutes up off of that block or pillow and set it aside for a moment. You may need to sit up upright to adjust for this. So I would suggest taking 2 pillows and sliding them under your calves and then lower yourself back down onto your mat so your bottom, your hips, your back, and your shoulders are supported on the mat. Your head and shoulders can still be on that large pillow or bolster from before, and your lower legs will be raised upright about 3 to 5 inches, I hope, on the pillows. If you want to raise them higher, use an extra pillow or a cushion or whatever you have. Hands can remain at your sides, across your tummy, up over your head, or you can be daring and experiment with a different position. Go ahead and settle into Stonehenge pose, and I'll meet you in a few minutes. Awesome job. The next pose is called waterfall or legs up the wall. If you have a place in your house or area where you can move your mat next to the wall, so you slide so your bottom and hips are close to the wall, and you can lay back on the floor and let your legs slide on up that wall till they're perpendicular, resting against the wall. Go ahead. That's what legs up the wall looks like. In my studio, I do not have a great place to do that. So we're going to take that thin blanket again. You can just lift one leg at a time or both together. So if you're doing one leg at a time, you'll wrap the blanket around your shin and calf, lay back. As the other leg draws up, one leg is firmly supported on the mat, and the other is lifted up in the air, and your hands and arms are doing the work with the blanket to hold your other leg up. If you're doing both legs, just raise both and use the blanket to support both. If you're alternating, switch after a minute. Lower the raised one, lift the other, wrap the blanket around. If you're doing both, try to hang in for 2 minutes if you can. Always working away from discomfort and pain. If you feel uncomfortable in a pose, just come back to rest. Just one more. I hope that went okay. The last pose is called reclined butterfly. So move the blanket, get comfy, lay back down so you're resting fully supported on your mat or bed or couch or whatever you're on. If you have pillows handy, you're going to slide the feet up, open your knees, and into butterfly pose using a block or pillow to support each leg. You're lying down, knees open, feet together, legs supported, knees supported by pillows or blocks or perhaps both. I would encourage you to try to hang out here for 1 to 3 minutes. And when you're done, you can remove the props, lie down for rest pose or shavasana, ground, let the rest of your stress and worries drift away from your body. That reclined butterfly pose is awesome for opening. It's a hip opener, and we, as humans, we store a lot of chemical tension in our connective tissue around our hips. So that's a good one. And then we're just going to rest until you're ready to resume your day. Grab a drink of water, hydrate, stay safe out there, and I will come back and talk to you next week, hopefully with some fun and interesting magical stories. Be safe. Blessings on your journey. Bye-bye.